Well, that'll make a nice segment when I chop it up. So where was I? Yes, wasps. Excuse me a second. Yeah, some species of wasps, a few species of wasps, I think in Central and South America, actually make honey. And there is arguably a species, at least one species of ant that produces honey. They're called honeypot ants, and they're from, I think, the southwestern United States. Now, technically, I'm not sure if you could call it honey, but what essentially happens there is the certain worker ants are selected and basically stuffed with nectar to the point that their abdomens become grossly distended, and the chitinous plates on their abdomens become separated by the sheer quantity of nectar that's in them. Now, the ants use those to tide them over, to tide them over during rougher times, but people have been known to eat them as well. So there you go. Everything you never wanted to know about honey but were forced to find out. Actually, there's a lot more to it, but that's some of the interesting bits. I will add that honeybees, at least in England, are not native. Whoa! What on earth happened there? Yeah. Natural bees in England are actually bumblebees. I can't remember when honeybees were actually introduced to England. I wouldn't be surprised if it was on like the Romans or the Normans. My guess would be the Romans. I'd have to go look it up, I suppose. This looks remarkably like the area we were in during the yellow flower segment. I'm just backtracking. I think I'm backtracking just to see if I have something I missed. Avoid the collapsed electrical pylons. I don't think I've been through there, have I? Go round it? Oh no, it looks like I have to go through. Oh, that's interesting. I can't go through? They've set up a puzzle for me? Oh, look at this. My petals are smoking and I'm dying. Huh. I genuinely did not expect that. So how am I supposed... I suppose the answer there is very carefully. Now I can't see what I'm doing. Oh, that is not what I was expecting at all. Huh. them all smoking. And I'm down to almost one. What am I supposed to do? Recharge petals? Oh, it's an interesting thing. Now, can I actually go through here without getting electrocuted? Apparently so. Ah, what do you want to do? Yeah, of course. I have to avoid the... Oh, I sort of see. So now I have to go back and do the same thing over here, but avoid the red streaks, I guess. And presumably collect as many petals as I can along the way, so that if I do get electrocuted, I won't end up as a ball of ash. So I'm guessing the bits that have been lit up in that way are safe-ish. So what I'm hoping here is that by making parts of it safe, I have given myself away in. Whoa, I can hear them creaking. Well... oh, this is a distinctly darker tone. I had not expected this. Interesting. Actually, it's a sort of pleasant change. It's nice to have some environmental effects like this. A little darker tone, which I think is kind of consistent with the message they seem to be trying to send. Of course, that might lead to... I wonder if they're trying to say that they don't like electrical pylons. I mean, yes, you know, they are sort of... you could regard them as blights on the landscape. But no more so than a wind farm, I don't think. I mean, if it's in decent repair, I suppose. And in terms of... yeah... I think some people do like the look of wind farms. I mean, you know, but they're still an obtrusive part of the landscape. Just like these are. I suppose they have a bit more grace to them, but then that's simply because these are in ill repair and this just looks like a post-apocalyptic landscape. I mean, you could put electric cables underground, but that's got some serious dangers associated. Because people would all be forever digging them up and electrocuting themselves. So I don't know if there's an environmentally friendly alternative to distributing electricity, unless I suppose each area has its own much more limited electrical supply system. So you could conceivably, I suppose, you could then conceivably, I suppose, reduce the number of electrical pylons marching their way across country, but that would not bode well for redundancy. You know, when one area gets knocked out, something goes dark. But if it's connected to a countrywide net, then it's easier to maintain the power supply. Oops, stay away from that. Still, it's worth it. It's a possibility worth considering if you do it all locally. Then, of course, you'd have to have all the necessary people who would maintain. Ah, ow. Okay, avoid the red bits. I wasn't going to talk about the environment, was I? Oh well. Oh, I say it looks safe, yeah. I've been back here, haven't I? Need to return. I kind of got this thought in my head that I'm recharging my petals. I don't know, but I have a suspicion that maybe you can actually fail at this level. You know, what happens if all your petals get turned to carbon? So we will now proceed, or attempt to proceed, very, very carefully. Yeah, this is definitely not something you want to rush. Oh, yeah, that makes it safe. So you'll come back, make a loop, and come at the problem again. So that's okay. I need to pick this one. Stay away from the red light. This one's going to be hard to avoid, but we'll go around. Oh, I was wondering what that thrumming was I can just hear. It's the pylons themselves don't run into the electrical cables. I wonder if there's a achievement for not running into electrical pylons. I have to say, the playing this so far, I don't find myself particularly tempted to go back and replay the game, but we may see. Journey, for example, I may very well live stream again. Sivia and I, who was in the chat, kind of have a nominal sort of idea that we might try and join up and run Journey together, if we can figure out a way of doing it. Information I found this morning suggests that if we coordinate the time that we get to the broken bridge and jump down into the broken bridge area, then we might be able to join up. So that would be interesting to try. And identifying each other would be straightforward. If we're in a chat, I can simply say something like, I'm going to honk 3 times. That would be how we could do it. Oh, yes, this does not look safe. I wonder if this is supposed to be something like the spirit of nature or something. I don't know. Might be interesting to have a chat with the development team, find out where they get their inspiration from. Oh, that does not strike me as being good. what do we do? Do we go down or up? Let's try going up. See if we can go up and over. No? Can't? But do you want to bet if I get high enough I get struck by lightning? That would be kind of amazing. Hey, maybe that would recharge us, being given that thunder and lightning is entirely natural. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going at this point. Except, that looks like areas I've already been to. Did I get turned around? We're just going to follow the... Oh, I know I've been there already. Now it's making me wonder what the other segments are like. Are they similarly dark and threatening, or...? Alright, I'm assuming that's a way of blocking me off and I can't go through there. Oh, maybe my assumption was incorrect. I can just hop over. Is this one of these circular things they do? You know how I think in a couple of the early stages you could actually go in a complete circle in an area like this. Well, as I discovered during the blue section, it doesn't necessarily hurt to follow the wind paths that they're showing. So why don't we do that? Oh yes, okay. That might have been the correct way, and that cannot possibly be good. Can I go up and over? And now I've got to turn around and... Let's just get out of there, turn around, come back and see what I need to do next. Is that the only patch of flowers in there? It seems it was. Alright. As we have now learned, we don't go... Okay, we go up, over and back, I guess. Let's try that. Don't flower petals get soaked by the rain? Shouldn't I be being a little bedraggled right now? Or is that simply asking for too much realism? Like playing Sky and you end up sort of neck deep in water in heavy robes and cloaks and you don't show any sign at all of being wet. I suspect one of the developers would tell me to stop overthinking things. I've got news for you. I don't think you can overthink things. Well, depends what you're thinking about. If you're making decisions, then overthinking a decision can be indecisive, which in some circumstances can be a bad thing. That's a leadership trick, isn't it? Make a decision, and even if you're second guessing yourself, at least you made a decision. What's the expression? Any decision made now is better than the perfect decision made too late. Or is it a good decision made now is better than a perfect decision made too late? I tend to think it's any decision, because if you are doing so with others, you then get people working based on that decision, and once you've got them working, one, they're more inclined to think you know what you're doing. Two, the work process has inertia all of its own, so you can change direction more easily at that point. Whereas if you hadn't done anything, you've got the mind problem. But everybody's thinking you're indecisive, you don't know what you're doing. And now they've lost confidence. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I speaking too softly? Oh, heck. How do I sound now? I haven't changed my microphone settings, so it may just be me talking too soft a voice. You can't hear. Hang on. How about now? Hang on. We're just going to pause a minute while I fix sound. I'm just waiting for feedback. Whoa! What happened? Oh, that was it? Okay, that was my fault, I'm sorry. I don't think I can actually turn the microphone volume up. It's already at max. So, that was just my fault. Sorry about that. Alright. Why do I get the feeling that wasn't actually too successful a run?